Excellency President of the IPU Assembly, Excellency Speakers, Deputy Speakers, and Honorable Delegates, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. May peace be upon us all. Let me start by extending my gratitude for the National Assembly of Angola, together with the IPU, who have constantly worked for the success of this 147th IPU General Assembly. We are so grateful to be here and truly honored to attend this very important moment. Honorable delegates, most Asian and African countries were occupied and colonialized by Western power. Back then to 1940s until 1950s period, some countries in Africa and Asia, including Indonesia, have led the struggle against colonialism and search for independence. We initiated and led the historic moment of the Asian-African Conference in 1955 in Bandung, Indonesia, to garner solidarity among Asian and African countries. We also assemble here now to work together to take parliamentary actions for peace and justice. And the current most pressing challenge is how and when to immediately stop the war against Palestinians who are still experiencing colonialization and annexation from Israel. Just few hours ago, the world witnesses the Israeli jet attack targeting the house of head of surgery in the Indonesian hospital in Gaza and killing his family members. We submitted a resolution which comprehensively addresses the war crime against Palestinian people and calls for long-term solutions to create an independent and free Palestine. However, more than 5 decades afterward, the act of colonialization and its remnant of neo-colonial mentality still exists. In the context of Palestinian, history tells that Nazi committed genocide against European Jews during World War II, but now Israel committed similar genocide and ethnic cleansing to the Palestinians. Our effort to end atrocities, to stop killing, and to protect the rights of Palestinian people are weakened by a neo-colonial mentality of double standards and hypocrisy. Proposal that reflects the spirit of peace and respect to human dignity was attenuated by the attitude of ignorance under the narrative of democracy and human rights. Honorable delegates, upholding justice, peace, and strong institutions as enshrined in the SDG 16 will not be possible if war crimes and human rights violations such as occurred in Palestine continue to be tolerated and unsanctioned. Once again, I call on the world to first put an end to double standards and hypocrisy in assessing conflict situation around the world, including in Palestine. We have to be more objective and fair. It is unacceptable and shameful to call those who fought for their land and freedom as terrorists, while at the same time in other parts of the world call them as freedom fighters. And second, stop the Israeli military strikes without delay and open blockade to allow for humanitarian access. Supporting brutal military acts including use of white phosphorus bomb as well as isolation of around 2 million people are collective declarations of crime against humanity. Third, we also call on the global community to impose sanctions on the perpetrator of human crime while also finding a way to resolve the conflict in a fair mechanism, prioritizing dialogue and negotiation and focusing on long-term resolution to end hostilities instead of fueling the tension. Along with these efforts, it is also the right momentum to reform of international systems. We must strengthen the efficacy of the UN system. The UN shall be impartial and came up with concrete actions to end violence, uphold justice-based international law, and create sustainable peace. UN body reforms, including the UN Security Council, are extremely needed to embolden its capabilities in international law enforcement. Also, we need to fully incorporate the voice of the Global South into the global peacemaking process. Global governance has to be inclusive, neutral, and able to engage all parties, including developing and underdeveloped nations. We need global consensus where no one is left unheard. Last, we have to make the Interparliamentary Union as a global organization of parliamentarians more democratic, more accountable, and stand neutral in order to create justice. The IPU shall be more assertive in creating global justice and resolving conflict around the world. Honorable delegates, as one of the world's largest democratic countries, Indonesia's commitment to global peace and global justice is unwavering. Let us make sure that our world is free from violence, injustice, and any remnants of neo-colonial mentality. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much.